synergists are muscles that assist the agonist. So the agonist in turnout and extension, this is extension of the femur bone. Like this is what we were doing lying down when we're lifting one leg. This is extension. This is gluteus maximus. Synergists are muscles that assist the gluteus maximus, so they share a lot of the same functions. So what are they? All the hamstrings. There's 3 of them. Semimembranosus, semitendinosus, biceps femoris. So the 3 hamstring muscles assist gluteus maximus in extension, taking the leg back. Quadratus lumborum is this muscle here in the lower back. Right here attaches the low ribs to the top of the ilium. It also assists in this action. And one of the adductor muscles also assists in this action. It's just on the inside of the hamstring, on the inside of the inner hamstring. It's called the adductor magnus. You don't have to know all those names. I just want to go through it with you so you get familiar. So what does he use as examples? Back bending, Ustrasana. You can pick and choose which muscles you want to turn on a little more, off a little more. Depending on where you're really strong, chances are that's where you need to soften up a little bit. If you're really weak in your, for instance, in this pose, if you're weak in your hamstrings, it's really good to try to turn them on a little bit. But
People who are weak here can't lift their leg.
okay.
They can't lift their leg because
When you to lift the leg, you've only got 2 choices. You're either using your glutes or your hamstrings, or both. And if you're weak in both those muscle groups, you look like this. Abduction. Abduct to about a 40-degree angle and hold for the count of 5. Keep your fingers on your gluteus medius. Both sides should be active. One side is acting as a stabilizer, and the other side, the lifted side, is acting as a lifter. Feel the difference? The lifting side should be a lot stronger right now. And bring it down. Over to the other side. Those are the posterior fibers abducting and stabilizing. The anterior fibers do this. Feel it? Got it, Tanya? No. Where is it? So I'm looking at 2 bodies, just scanning the room, seeing, okay, who got that, who didn't get it. And this is the difference. So anterior fibers of gluteus medius contract to create slight internal rotation. Can you see the difference? Can you see the difference in shape in the pelvis? It's this wrapping action. She's firm here. Peru is firm. And these muscles right here, she's got it. Those muscles are engaging. And here in Tanya, you can see she's not getting it. She's looking down saying, what? No, like what? What's that? It's getting there. It's more of this action. There's something that's getting in the way for Tanya here, something getting in the way that her gluteus medius anterior fibers are not firing just because she's asking them to, because there's something that's dominating, that's pulling her in the other direction, it's not letting go. So those fibers just can't do their thing because something has to release before that can happen. And she'll probably have a lot more insights by the end of today into what's not releasing. But is that clear? Can you see the difference? It's action. So in upward dog, for example, gluteus medius anterior fibers help to wrap the ilium bones, the pelvic bones forward, right? It helps that action as opposed to this action. These are opposite actions. This is external rotation. This is internal rotation. So gluteus medius is one of the muscles, the front fibers of it, that takes you towards there, the fire there. Internal rotation there. It's very subtle, as opposed to there. It's there too. This has to stabilize it, right? It all, like this comes forward, this stabilizes. They're coming together. This contracts as well. This wraps around, this contracts. That's upward dog, right? And then you pull out of that. Right? And that's what keeps this safe. All right, let's go on. So gluteus medius is action. It internally rotates the hips, stabilizes the pelvis during walking. Posterior fibers may externally rotate the thigh, right? Those are all the things we just covered, right? The gluteus medius contracts and abducts the bent leg in asana. Anterior fibers also medially rotate the thigh, protecting the knee. Gluteus medius contracts and abducts the straight leg, lifting it in Ardha Chandrasana. Sit with your legs out in front. Bring your hands to gluteus medius. Bend your right knee and bring your right heel into Janu Chakrasana. Is your gluteus medius firing on your right side? When you fire the front of gluteus medius, the part towards the hip bone, can you feel how that action pulls the hip bone slightly forward? Got it? That's an important action. As opposed to letting it be pulled all the way back, that's the main action, right? You are in abduction and external rotation. Those are the main actions in this position. Abduction, which is away from the midline, and external rotation. To balance those actions, anterior fibers of gluteus medius slightly engages and it creates this action of then bringing the hip bone back around a little bit. That's what brings your hips back to square and forward. As opposed to this.
You can feel the antagonist muscles in this distended like drawing it in.
Okay. Good. Nadine, got all that? Any questions? So you're out here. The difference between being here and then firing here. Yes. Got it?
Yeah.